But you know, this remarkable million-dollar marketing word, this word which is so powerful, can be misused. Years ago, after I wrote my first book, which is called Sell Yourself, 501 Ways to Get Them to Buy From You, I was giving a program in New York City, and afterwards this young lady comes up to me, and she was kind of looking sad, you know, and she said, "Fred, I really enjoyed your program, but it's just too bad that nothing you said really applies to me." And I thought she was going to cry right there and then. And I said, "Why?" She said, "Oh, I'm only an interior decorator. I don't have any experience in marketing or branding. I'm only an interior decorator." And I said, "You know, I think you have that backwards. Don't tell me you're only an interior decorator. Begin that sentence by saying, I'm the only interior decorator in my area who." That's what I'm talking about. That's your only commercial. That's the phrase that pays. So pinpointing and promoting your only is the first step toward taking the second strategy here, which is building a buzz. Building a buzz. Now, you can build a buzz by looking and sounding and charging the part of a million-dollar designer. And I want to talk about this charging thing. I know Kimberly was talking earlier about fees, and I'd like to say something to you guys. And that is this, that you can set and get any fee you want to, as long as you can sufficiently differentiate yourself from those designers in your area who charge less. It won't matter the next 12 months what you say about your fees. What will matter is what you say about yourself. You know, and I was talking to a Winnipeg designer a couple years ago, and she says, oh, Fred, you don't understand. You can't charge those kind of fees in Manitoba. You can't do that in Manitoba. And I said, really? So that's written someplace that Manitoba designers can't charge a certain, I mean, is there a rule book which says you can't charge a certain fee? I was kidding her, of course, but I think in many cases you are your own worst enemies when it comes to setting and getting your fees. If you are serious about reaching the kind of financial plateaus we're talking about in this program, you need to be serious about immediately and substantially raising your fees. I would like to see you double your fees. And let me ask you a question. I mean, that may sound rather ludicrous to you, but what would happen? I asked you guys this question. What would happen if you doubled your fees tomorrow? What do you think? What would happen to your business if you doubled your fees tomorrow? Yeah, what do you think?
Making twice as much money.
What a concept. And people say, well, I'll lose some clients. Well, I would say to you, you lose the kind of clients you don't really want to work with anyway. Really. I mean, that's the thing about fees. And if you tell me that your current clients and your current prospects won't be okay with you substantially raising your fees, I'll tell you this. You may be looking for love in all the wrong places. And it may be time for you to start stepping it up and looking to work with a much higher level of clientele who can afford to pay the kind of money you need to make in order for you to reach your financial goals. Let me remind you who you are, because you may not know this, you know. You may be too close, but you are uniquely qualified, one-of-a-kind interior design professionals. You change people's living space, and you change people's workspace, and you change people's lives. And you should charge for your services accordingly. So I'm telling you that that is a critical concept. So bear with me, and we'll kind of amplify on this thing. Now, you can build a buzz as a $1 million designer and justify being a $1 million stager, whatever it is, if you have a bio that builds a buzz. A bio, your promotional bio on your website, on your social media sites, and elsewhere, your promotional bio is by far your single most vital and versatile and valuable marketing tool. And the problem is most designer bios aren't too good. I've seen thousands of designer bios over the years, and they're not too good. And the problem is, if you don't have a good bio, you're leaving money on the table. You're disqualifying yourself rather than qualifying yourself from the kind of clients you need to work with in order to generate these kind of fees. I would say your bio is killing your business and killing you if it sounds anything like these. So-and-so's work diffuses reality, creating sanctuary in your environment. She has created aesthetic and functional interiors for homes and offices, pairing her intuitive approach with her organization and knowledge-based skills. That's the beginning of a bio. That doesn't work. Another example. I read these kind of things all the time. So-and-so is owner and principal designer of ABC, has been owner and principal designer for ABC Interiors since 1986. What year is this? What year are we in right now? 2014? If you're talking about what was going on in 1986, I'm missing something here. You see what I mean? She is NCIDQ certified since October 1989, which is still ancient history, and is a professional member of the American Society of Interior Designers, et cetera, et cetera. Old news. That's old. I don't care about that stuff. Another bio. Great design is a complete thought. This is the philosophy of so-and-so, the principal owner of such and such. I mean, what's that mean? A couple of other, I think you can understand what I'm talking about. One last one. The two words that best describe my design style are contrast and texture. Contrast allows us to experience the visual energy in what we are looking at. High contrast, as in literally black to white, allows us to see negative and positive spaces, items moving forward or back, depending on our intentional placement, and allowing us to have one or more items stand out to be noticed. Come on! Do you believe this stuff? These are bios. This is supposed to be doing the bragging that you don't want to. You know, as interior designers, a lot of you say, I don't like to talk about myself. I don't like to brag. This is supposed to be doing it for you. Your bio should be positioning you as the rock star who you are. So let me give you some example of better bios. These are bios I help clients write, and they really translate it into really to wonderful things for them. I won't mention names here, but so-and-so and so-and-so, Ontario's only mother-daughter team running a full-service custom window covering and embroidery company, are among the nation's foremost experts on window treatments, home decor, window treatment design, and embroidery products. Their company, ABC, is the area's only firm that offers such a wide variety of window fashions and other soft furnishings, et cetera, et cetera. Do you see the difference? Do you see how this positions them as rock stars? Another one. So-and-so is the area's only award-winning, internationally recognized window fashion specialist and interior designer who has served a wide variety of residential and commercial clients over her 25-year career. And what I suggest when I write a bio for a designer is this. Before you have an appointment with a top prospect, you send an email that says, Dear so-and-so, looking forward to our appointment at 10 o'clock on Wednesday. I've attached some background information that you might find helpful. They read this bio, and they get it, you know? That cold call becomes a warm call. They understand how powerful, what an expert you are. And one last example. So years ago, I was doing a program for the International Federation of Architects and Designers in Dubai. And there was a woman who came up to me afterwards and said, you know, I think I need help with my bio. And she showed me her bio, and this is how it read. The owner graduated with an interior design degree from Baghdad University in 1998 and has gained a reputation as a hard worker and a go-getter, was the way her bio read. And I said, Fatan, I think that doesn't go far enough. So this is how we rewrote her bio. And it really made a difference in her business. You'll be able to understand why. Fatan Al-Sarraf, among the Middle East's most prominent interior designers, heads one of the region's most successful and versatile full-service design firms. She is the only female designer and contractor who has worked with top government officials and private clients in the UAE, Iraq, and elsewhere in the area. She directs a company that has more suppliers and resources than any other Middle Eastern design firm. This makes her sound like a rock star, which she is. And what I'm suggesting to you is you need a bio that really spells out your specialness. Now, an important concept to understand is that to reach these goals we're talking about, you need to ask the right questions. I think the most financially successful designers are the ones who ask the right questions. And speaking of leaders in the field, I'd like to take a moment here to introduce you to probably the foremost sales guru in our industry. And what's interesting is this gentleman has not one day of experience in our industry, yet he has come up with a question that every designer in the world should memorize. So without further ado, I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce you to a gentleman who needs no introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Phil. Now think about what you think about when you think about Dr. Phil. Not that any of you ever watched Dr. Phil, but just in case you've heard about Dr. Phil. What comes to my mind is this guy who, on his TV show, interviews and talks to these people who these troubled teens and these cheating spouses and these gambling addicts about their behavior. And then at some point during that interview, during that discussion, he asks a very compelling question about that behavior. What is that question that Dr. Phil asks? How's that working for you? How's that working for you? That is the phrase that pays. That should be your $1 million question. How's that working for you? As in, how's that vacation home working for you? You know, how are those hotel lobbies working for you? How are those satellite corporate offices working for you? You know, and I know, and they know that people are never satisfied with their interiors. You know, there's always something which causes them pain about their interiors, right? And all you need to do is ask the right questions, to upsell and cross-sell and ask the right types of questions to find the pain. And that leads us to the next strategy here, which is this idea of pinpointing the pain. Now, who do you suppose are the highest paid professionals on average in North America? Lawyers, basketball players, they make a lot of money. But somebody else. Entrepreneurs? It's not interior designers, I'll tell you that. The highest paid professionals on average in North America are doctors and surgeons, physicians and surgeons. Because physicians and surgeons are in the pain business. And people will pay any price to overcome their pain, right? And what I'm suggesting to you is, what if you were to become involved in the pain business? In other words, you were to dedicate your marketing, your social media strategy, not to be talking about the cool pillows that you saw at NeoCon in Chicago, but to be focusing on what hurts for your clients. What does hurt for your client? When it comes to the design of their interiors, what drives your clients bananas? What keeps them up at night? What is really bothering your clients when it comes to their interiors? Where's the pain? What do you think? I'm sorry? The budget, or what they perceive to be okay? What else? Not knowing, they're overwhelmed. They don't know where to start, where to begin. They have no expertise in this area. What do I do first? I don't have time for this. And speaking of which, is that a pain? Time. Do these people have time to worry about their interiors? No. What are the other pains? Yes? Afraid of making mistakes. I mean, they don't know how to hang window treatments. What if they screw it up? You know, what would their spouse say about that? Okay, what other things are bugging? What are the other pain? Yeah. Function? What do you mean? The kitchen doesn't work. You know, now that the kids have moved away and now that we're empty nesters, we want to entertain more. But the darn kitchen's too small. So we're embarrassed to invite people over because the kitchen's such a disaster area. So that's a pain. Anything else? Have we missed any that's keeping your people up at night when they're thinking about interiors? Second guessing, what if I didn't do the right thing? You know, what if this was a bad move? So this is killing these people. And what I'm suggesting to you that if you devote your social networking, your social media, and your marketing to becoming the healer of this pain, then your business will rise substantially. And maybe you're gearing it toward the high-end clientele. What really bothers them? So when you think of your highest end clients or the kind of clients you want to work with, what is their pain? These people who have a gazillion square feet in their homes. What's bugging them?